A few of you watching these videos might have perfect vision, but if you're like me, you have to have corrective lenses, or you've had to have some kind of a adjustment surgery or contacts that correct your vision, which would otherwise be blurry without said correction. So we're going to look at vision correction in this lesson. There are two major types that are most common. The first is called nearsightedness or myopia. That's when your eye system, the cornea and the lens, over converge, and the focal point is within the eye rather than on the retina where it needs to be. So you converge too quickly. The second is called farsightedness or hyperopia, where the focal point is beyond the eye, not on the retina where it needs to be. These two types of vision errors are very common, but they're also fairly easy to correct, right? If this, in myopia, in nearsightedness, if your lens system is converging too quickly, by placing a diverging lens in front of your eye, what that does, a diverging lens, let's show it here in red, will take parallel beams of light, cause them to diverge, then your optical system will properly converge those rays onto the back of your eye. In the case of hyperopia or farsightedness, your eye isn't converging fast enough. So to help that, we place an additional converging lens of an appropriate strength in front of the eye. So parallel beams of light come in, are slightly converged before they enter the eye, helping the eye converge the remaining rays onto your retina. How much of a converging lens do you need? Well, it depends on how farsighted you are. Do you have to give your eye a small boost or a large boost? How big a diverging lens do you need? Well, it depends again on how nearsighted you are. If your eyes only slightly overconverge or if they significantly overconverge, you have to apply the appropriate correction. Now, you can do this, and the old ways of doing this, of course, is with glasses. Now, glasses are, of course, these lenses placed in front of the eye, but glasses have some limitations. One of the limitations is the material. In the past, glasses were literally glass. So if you have someone with severe nearsightedness or severe farsightedness, those glass lenses would be quite thick. Nowadays, with modern plastics, we can actually get lighter, thinner, narrower lenses. And if you have to shop for glasses, you might, I think the phrase they're using now is high definition lenses, which is ridiculous because there's no such thing. But if you use, remember, the index of refraction of a material determines how quickly that material can bend light, how effective it is. So the more effective the lens you're using is, the material you're using in the lens to bend light, the thinner your lenses can be. So ideally, if we could somehow manufacture really super large diamonds very easily, having diamond glasses would be ideal because not only would it be incredibly strong, but you could have very, very thin lenses because diamond is incredibly efficient at bending light, whereas glass is far less efficient. Additionally, you can have contact lenses. Now, contact lenses literally go on the cornea. The advantage of contact lenses is that they're always the same distance from your eye, so they can't fold on your bridge of your nose. They completely cover the pupil, so the idea is your peripheral vision is corrected. For glasses, depending on how big your glasses are, you'll have some of your peripheral vision not corrected because the glass doesn't cover that. And contact lenses have an advantage of, just being right on your eye. The disadvantage is, of course, for people like me who hate touching their eyes, getting contacts on and off is problematic. Having contacts on for too long can affect the oxygenation of your eye and actually can cause damage. The contact lenses can only correct myopia or hyperopia to a certain extent because of limitations as how thick we can make those contact lenses. So contacts are a nice thing to have, but aren't the end all be all to solving vision problems. They have pros and cons just like glasses do. And then finally, your book talks about LASIK, which is probably the most popular form of laser vision correction. In a LASIK procedure or a similar procedure, lasers are used, usually ultraviolet lasers, which aren't the lens and the cornea tissue aren't transparent to the ultraviolet. So it will cut into the cornea and reshape the cornea itself. Remember, the cornea is responsible for about 2/3 of the focusing of your eye. So in the case of nearsightedness, you basically relax the cornea from a very, very strongly converging lens to a less converging lens. You basically reshape the cornea. Or in the hyperopia case, you take a cornea that is very, very, relaxed, and you shape it so it is a better converging lens. And that, using lasers, allows you to correct for vision difficulties. And LASIK is becoming a very popular method. There are pros and cons to LASIK as well. Some people see halos at night, or their night vision goes, there's a small chance that the LASIK doesn't work. And when you start cutting into your corneas, that's not something that you can easily correct. If I get the wrong glasses prescription, I can just go and get another pair of glasses. Or if I get the wrong contacts prescription, I can go get another pair of contacts. If I get the wrong LASIK surgery, I'm kind of screwed. So LASIK, and I've had family members who've had this who have been successful. Some in later life will still require reading glasses. It's not, again, the end-all be-all of vision correction, but it is a nice and growing popular way of correcting faulty vision due to nearsightedness, farsightedness, and later on we'll learn astigmatism.